Hey guys, I've got something really cool to show you. I was giving you a little bit of an example there. It's a thing called miRRoRing. And it's something that I sort of did when I was about 10 or 11 years old. I didn't really know anything about guitar at the time, well, very little. And it was an idea, and it's like this. I'm using the A string as a drone, and I'm hitting the octave on the D string. And if you take that finger and think of it as a mirror, so if I go up a semitone, which at the time I used to think was just called a small gap, as opposed to a big gap. So if you go up a small gap, you go down a small gap. So what I'm actually doing here, this is actually the double harmonic major scale, which is, you've got the root, the flat 2, the major third, the 4th and the 5th. Going the other way, you've got the root, major 7, minor 6, 5th, 4th. And you've heard this scale because this was used on a lot of the surf metal guitar, surf guitar. That type of thing. It's interesting because the double harmonic major is actually a palindrome scale, meaning the intervals are the same going up as they are coming down from the root. So palindromes are like the words that mirror each other, like wolf, flow, dog, god, lived, devil, live, evil. So they're all well, the same thing. You've got mirrors in music. Actually, there's a line of mirror that you can see in the circle of fifths, which if anyone's interested, I'll go further and like really flesh this all out. But the idea basically is to just set yourself a mirror and just reflect. And what it's interesting is you can actually use it, say, I can go up as a question and come down as an answer. So it's interesting for sort of like creating lines. Now, I'm just doing this with one scale at the minute. The other scale that is a palindrome scale is the Dorian scale. When you go up, you've got the root, major second, minor third, 4th and 5th, and going down, you've got the root, the flat 7, the 6, the 5th and the 4th. So you're starting to think of the scale from the middle point rather than just from a root climbing upwards. I'm seeing it going both ways at the same time, which is, I don't know, I think it's an interesting thing. It's funny because after all these years of like studying theory and different things, mirroring, this thing that I was doing when I was a kid, is actually a real thing. Scales do actually mirror each other. Similarly, you can do scales, like if I do the major going up, or the Ionian Mode, major scale, Ionian Mode, same thing. Root, 2, major third, 4th, 5th. Going down, that's going to be the Phrygian scale, because it's going to be a flat 7, a flat 6, 5th and a 4th. So Ionian mirrors Phrygian. So if I did the opposite and did Phrygian going up, 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, Phrygian going up to the 5th. Going down would be major 7, major 6, 5, 4. So you can start playing the two modes against each other, and see, you can get some different things with that. Now, let's go through the other modes. I've got them written down because I haven't memorised them. I don't like to memorise anything. I can't remember anything, So Lydian is Locrian. Lydian going up is Locrian going down. Locrian going up is Lydian going down. They just mirror each other. So we've got the Phrygian Ionian, the Ionian Phrygian, Lydian and Locrian are mirroring each other. Then we've got Mixolydian and the Aeolian mirror each other. So if you're doing Aeolian going up, it's going to be Mixolydian going down, and Mixolydian going up will be Aeolian going down. I hate all these words and this jargon. It's so complicated for something so simple. Anyway, so that all works. And as I said in the beginning, Dorian going up is the same as Dorian going down. It's a palindrome. It's a mirror of itself, and so is the double harmonic major scale. Apparently, you can actually see a video. Rick Beato covered this, and he basically tells you that all the modes from the harmonic major scale actually mirror the harmonic minor scale. So harmonic major, harmonic minor, both mirror each other. And I've actually looked into this in the cycle of fifths, and I could flesh this right out. There are lines of reflection in the cycle of fifths, and that's where a lot of this stuff actually makes sense. As I said, I just naturally did this as a kid, like playing around. I just thought of it as big gaps and little gaps, you know. A semitone is a little gap, a tone is a big gap. So I used to just think of everything in terms of how big a gap was. From where I was, the root, what size gap am I going to play? That's, you know, I mean, this is how primitive, yeah, I was a kid, I didn't know. So, but now I've done music theory and I've figured out that this actually is a thing, and it's, you know, it's quite a thing, and I think it probably has a lot to offer. Just like everyone got all caught up recently into negative harmony and all this stuff, you know, I think mirroring might become a thing if people get a hold of it, because it's interesting. Now, another thing that to take mirroring a stage further, using the same root, I'm using obviously the A string as a drone, and I've got my finger on the D string at the 7th fret to get the octave. So that's my reference point, that's my start point for everything. Well, now I'm going to mirror, but I'm going to go on the string higher, on the G string. So I'm going to play. If I play the major third, that's there. I hope you can see this. I've got to mirror that, and that's going to be a Lydian fourth, isn't it? Or a sharp fourth. If I go to the fifth, I've got to go to a minor third. And when you start doing this, you're going to start to hear all those scary movie films from like the 80s. You know, there's a lot of that stuff going. I didn't realise where I was getting a lot of this stuff from, but I realised TV informed me a lot. I didn't know what I was listening to. I could just like pick it out, kind of. And so mirroring, who knew? It's a great thing. I obviously knew when I was a kid, and you know, went off and learned all the supposedly proper things, but who knows? Hopefully you guys can have fun with it. I'm going to make this just quick, just knock this out really quick. If anyone's interested, I will do a proper video and actually go into some real detail on it. If anyone's interested, I think it's, well, there's only me and two seagulls that find this stuff fascinating, but I'm fascinated by it. Anyway, have a great day. Hope you can do some great work with it and have some fun.